The War Within beta servers are now available, and yes, now there are plenty of alpha males like myself testing beta today, so we'll see what happens, but the servers have in fact been broken as shit from what I've seen. There have been fixes coming out due to the instability issues. I saw people popping in and out yesterday, lots of people going offline and online. If you were playing yesterday, you saw that little trigger from your friends list, people were just popping on and off. The servers were completely unstable. I'm sure Blizzard's dealing with more beta testers than they're used to right now, considering people were able to buy their way into beta this time around. But it seems like they fixed it a little bit. I popped in real quick this morning and saw that things seem to be a little bit more stable. But there are surely more updates to come as beta servers improve in terms of stability. Now, the War Within beta development notes. So let's see, what is beta bringing us in terms of what we're supposed to be able to test? Now, it was supposed to bring Isle of Dorn, the Ringing Deeps, Halifal, and Ashkahet in terms of zones, all 4 zones. New features including the allied races, the Earthen. Now, I have not seen these tested yet. My plan was to test it this morning on stream, give you guys some good Earthen content, but I have yet to see anybody be able to create an Earthen. Now, we're going to keep checking on this, and we'll see if we can actually do that. Delves, I'm going to dive into Delves today. We'll check those out, see how testable those are. Warbands are testable, I saw that. Hero talents as well, and Skyriding. Great. New dungeons. All the new dungeons should be testable as well. The new raid, the Narubar Palace. I haven't seen anybody enter it yet, but we'll see if this thing actually opens up. New battleground, the Deep Home Ravine. Maybe we'll check that out as well. Beta Realms. Endgame Beta Realms. Okay, so yeah, if you go on to beta right now, you'll see there are 3 servers, one of which is called These Go to 11. That is the endgame server. You get in there and you get an automatically boosted endgame character. Of course, with characters, the new human racial, No Place Like Home, should also be testable. Piece of shit, bring back diplomacy. And then all the classes, of course, all the hero talents and everything that comes with them. You should be able to test those as well. I can link this article in chat so you guys can actually check this thing out and see what is testable. Going forward, the War Within Delve achievements will be unattainable after Season 1. So yes, these are kind of like a mythic achievement, I guess it's going to be. You know, like a mythic rating achievement, where once the season ends, it will no longer be gettable. So we'll have to see if this continues forward, whether or not this is just something they're testing in beta. But yes, after Season 1, the first round of Delve achievements will no longer be available. So you're going to want to get in and get those things done if you are in fact an achievement whore. Blizzard's on tanks and healer trinkets, okay? So Blizzard is making some changes to tank and healer trinkets, and I actually think it's for the better as a tank. So we know a lot of tanks out there. Sometimes you got to change your loot spec, right, to get the best in slot trinkets, right? You want to get that DPS trinket to make your, D a little bit D'er, right? A little bit bigger. The thing is, Blizzard's making a change to basically increase DPS for tanking-related DPS trinkets and decrease the DPS if a DPS person tries to equip a tanking trinket, or if a tank tries to equip a DPS trinket. The same goes for healers, actually, as well. So healing trinkets will have those same effects. So what they're trying to do, basically, is make it so that way the best way to DPS as a tank is to equip a tank-based DPS trinket. And then the best way to DPS would be to just use DPS trinkets and not equip a tank trinket that is meant for a tank. So this should eliminate some of that need to, flip-flop your, your desire to switch your loot spec and just actually run the raid based on whatever the hell you are supposed to be spec'd as. So I actually like this. I always hated changing loot spec. Half the time I forgot to do it, and then I would loot a boss and be like, shit, I'm in the wrong loot spec. It'll be better just to be able to actually run it as a tank, be a tank, and loot it as a tank. So I think this is actually a good change. The Narubar Palace story mode will now be playable up to 10 players. If you're like, Sam, what the hell is story mode? It's actually supposed to be like this easy tank and spank way to do a raid where basically you just enter the raid for the sake of the story and you're not really doing any of the mechanics. Now, of course, you're not going to get the same loot that you would if you were actually doing the raid for real. But story mode was going to be only 1 to 5 players, right? It's very flexible. Now they're making it looks like 1 to 10 players. So it makes it feel more like a raid. I actually thought that. When I saw 1 to 5, I was like, what is the point of this? This is more like a dungeon now. I understand you're going to see the story, but let more people come in. Well, they're doing that. So now this story mode will now go up to 10 players. Now this story mode version of a raid will only be available for the new Narubar raid. There is no indication that this is going to be retroactive on old raids as of yet, but we'll have to wait and see if Blizzard makes that change later on. Heroic dungeons will not be available in Dungeon Finder. Now, maybe some people are like, well, why is that a big deal, Sam? It is a big deal because you will no longer be ported to the entrance. Now, this kind of makes sense given the new Mythic Plus season and how it's working, because really, Heroic is now your Mythic Zero, right? It is now your Mythic Zero version of the dungeon. So, along with Mythic dungeons, which had never been something that you could queue up for looking for dungeon, Heroic now joins that party. So now you will have to hoof your ass or get summoned to the entrance of any Heroic dungeon that you want to do in the War Within. Crests require higher Mythic Plus keys. Yes, this is an interesting one. So as of right now, if you do a +6 crest, you will get your Myth Track crests, right, to be able to upgrade your gear past whatever it is, 515 is the item level, I believe. You have to do a +6. Well, that's being upped in the War Within. You will not get Myth Track crests unless you are doing a +9 key or higher. Now, I'm not sure why Blizzard would make this change. Maybe they feel like we're gearing out a bit too quick. Maybe they feel like +6s are a bit too easy. Remember, with the new changes, a +6 really is a +16. So a +9 is more like a 19. I mean, you got to have some decent skill to be able to pull off a +9. So we'll have to wait and see how that works out. But as of right now, they are holding off Myth Crests until a +9 run is completed, and that's when you will start to get them. So Sam will never be able to upgrade his gear. We'll have to see. I guess they're going to force us to push higher on keys, which means I'm going to have chat carry me just a little bit harder. That's right. First look at the City of Threads, the Nerubian capital. It's very Suramar-esque, people are finding out, which is pretty awesome. If this city's being compared to Suramar, I'm getting very excited, because I love Suramar, I love questing in it, I love the look of it, the vibe of it. Now, of course, we're not going to have a very elven vibe in this place. This is a very, Nerubian-based city. Of course, it's got Nerubian architecture and everything all around it and about it. Now, the really cool thing about this city, it is absolutely massive. They're saying it is more than double the size of Stormwind and Orgrimmar, and it is even bigger than Suramar, which, if you don't remember, is a massive city in terms of scale. So getting in here, this city has a lot of questing we're going to be doing in it, a lot of different things. It's very cool. And one very interesting thing is we'll equip basically a pheromone, I guess, to be able to kind of run around undercover in this city. Much like Suramar, remember, you had to wear your masquerade mask or whatever to be able to run around in the city and not be detected. And much like Suramar, you will be able to be detected by certain guards, right? An illusion. What are you hiding, right? So as you're running around, you can get detected by the guards, and if you do get in fact detected, you will get an achievement called "You Can't Hang With Us," and you will be kicked out of the city. So very cool little mechanics here. Again, very Suramar-esque if you see little mobs walking around here. Very cool. Now, obviously, this is beta, so this shit's probably broken. But yeah, oh, there it is. He got caught, and now he's going to be expelled from the city. It looks like he's actually going to die right now. Oh, he did. He got killed. Okay, so yeah, don't get killed. You can get expelled from the city for being caught. Denizens of the City of Threads is far from empty. It looks like there's a bunch of people walking around. Now, one of the things I loved most about Suramar was how alive the city felt, right? It was extremely populated, and people are saying that the City of Threads is very much the same in terms of how populated it is and what everyone's doing in the city. There's a lot going on. Very excited to go see this place. There will be no Earthen Death Knights. Very sad. You guys know I only play Death Knight. So this is going to be interesting. Yeah, they're confirmed to have Monk, Rogue, Warrior, Hunter, Paladin, Shaman, Mage, Priest, and Warlock. Now, it's interesting because Death Knight was actually one of the classes that was available at BlizzCon 2023, right? The slideshow Death Knight is one of them. It looks like they decided to pull that one back. Now, I understand the power of the Death Knight can only be laid in the hands of a few, right? It is the best class in the game, so maybe they're deciding, we got to hold back on this one. They might re-add them later on. They were testable at one point. People were able to make Earthen Death Knights. So potentially maybe there'll be a story where eventually the Death Knight Earthen could happen. That could be patched in later on. But as of right now, there will be no Earthen Death Knights. And last but not least, we actually have some data mining going on for the first trading post in the War Within. Some interesting stuff coming out of this trading post is the fact that we're getting some Shadowlands stuff. So yes, if you've wanted the hand mount, yeah, I've always wanted one of these, and I actually never got one during the expansion. You might be able to get one in the next trading post, as well as the very cool Hive Mind-esque mount here as well. Some very cool harvesters Yes, we saw these not too long ago, but there's been some updates to them. Very, very cool transmog set here. The Harvester transmog set looks freaking great. Different colorways of it as well. And then last but not least, don't overlook this pet, because it may be hinting at something that is to come. Look at the text, the descriptive text for this pet right here. These pets are known for their cantankerous attitudes and their affinity for nesting in the smokestacks of Undermine, much to the locals' dismay. Now, if you don't know what the Undermine is, it's basically this, this city for goblins that we have yet to see yet in game, and there's been rumors that we might see it in the War Within. Looks like Blizzard's hinting a little bit more that yes, Undermine could be patched into the game at some point. This could be showing up, and very, very excited to see it if we do actually get to see it rendered in game. A couple capes and other things as well, some different weapons showing up here. Nothing too exciting in terms of that, but very interesting stuff showing up in the first trading post. A lot of beta testing still to happen. And of course, Blizzard's really hyping up that beta. We got another beta trailer. Let's check this thing out before we dive into beta. They're really hyping it up. They really want you guys to buy that epic version of the game. Let's see.
The visions. Our world cries out for aid.
Damn.
Shadows gather.
Oh shit, look at that. It looks like Xal'atath's eyes there.
Deep within the heart of Azeroth.
Oh, that's cool.
Our fate hangs by a thread. And fear threatens to consume us all. Xal'atath is taunting us. To preserve our world,
What is this music?
we must face the shadow. Together.
What is this music? I haven't heard this yet.
The Harbinger is here.
Damn. Xal'atath looks badass, I'm not gonna lie. Was that our first taste of some War Within music? I actually have not heard this this music will play yet.
Together.
Right here. Oh shit. Very cool.
Harbinger.
Now, we actually haven't heard any War Within music yet. That's an awesome picture of Xal'atath. The eyes and everything. I noticed them behind, right here, early in the raid. Look at that. For the Nerubians. Look, that's clearly like a little hint at Xal'atath's eyes as well. It looks like an eclipse almost of a planet. But yeah, very, very cool stuff. We have not heard any music from this expansion yet, so that might have been the first hint at it, or it could have just been some overplayed stuff for the cinematic. But without further ado, let's get into this stuff. Very cool stuff from beta and the news. I'll keep you updated on everything that comes out of beta here.